Okay, we're going to talk about some shoes today. But before we do that, I want to invite you guys to join my Patreon group. I do weekly Q&As over there. I also do one-on-one lessons and just offer up insights that I don't post here on YouTube. And also, a lot of the videos go up in a better form with more information on Patreon. If you're interested in that, join. Also, check out my brand Collage Skateboards and my website, boardcontrolacademy.com. You can book lessons with me there. You can either book a one-on-one lesson in person, you can book a package of lessons, you can also book Zoom, FaceTime, however you want to do it, lessons online if you're not in the Los Angeles area or the Southern California area. This is the Nike SB PS8. It is a very high-tech shoe. I'm going to default to Nike and give you their description of the shoe. Took a little break to find the shoe. So this is Nike's description. It says, designed to put in the work out of the box. The PS8 delivers with a three-pronged approach, starting with a layered fly knit construction with a leather in high wear areas. It offers a broken in feel that retains its shape session after session. An updated fly plate is integrated into the shoe, providing a responsive feel. It works in tandem with the HART, high abrasion rubber tech outsole. HART uses less rubber to helps. I'm reading Nike's description. That's why I keep getting a little bit flustered, because it's a couple typos, like put in the work out of the box instead of put in work out of the box, and Hart uses less rubber to helps make instead of help make, but whatever. I'm not here to judge their grammar. To helps make the outsole lighter and more flexible, the PS8 wraps it all in a low-top silhouette with Nike running aesthetics, heritage pattern, and all the technical details that matter. So, the colorway that I have here is Sequoia Cargo Khaki Medium Olive Black. Style number is FV8493-300. That's this shoe right here. So what did I do? I skated this shoe for an entire pretty long session at the West LA Courthouse. I did some flat ground skating, which you'll see a little bit of. I had to skate the little ledges, which you won't see any of, because those are little tiny ledges with coping around them. I wanted to give you guys the impression of a skate session, a street session in these. And I have an opinion that I formed on these shoes, but I'm going to do my best to just give you my information and let you make your own decision while still giving you what I think about them. So to start off, I wear a size 12. This shoe is a size 12, and it actually feels true to size. I'm used to skating Converse, and I still order my Chucks in a size 12. They definitely feel a little bit bigger, whereas the last shoe that I was skating was this AS1 in a size 12, and it felt like a size 12. So the Chucks tend to feel about a half size bigger. The AS1 is about true to size, and this shoe felt true to size. I also like the shape of this toe here because it's got that kickflip shape. Anybody who's done a lot of kickflips knows that the pointier your toe box, the better the shoe is going to be for kickflips. But did it translate? We'll talk about that a little bit later. I now want to talk about something that I don't like in this shoe, and that is this flimsy, puny, recycled insole. So Nike used to use this really cool Lunarlon insole. And when I first started getting shoes from Cons in like 2016, I believe it was, the Cons would come with that thick, nice Lunarlon insole. And that meant that if I forgot or ran out of my Remind insoles and was waiting for another box of them to show up, that thick insole would do enough to protect my foot. At some point they stopped, and this is what Cons has been using. And this is perfectly fine. Like if I don't have my insoles, I can have like a basic skate session at a skate park with this, and I'm not afraid. It does the trick. It's not great. If it were like twice as thick as this and they made it recess into the shoe a little more, it'd be awesome. But at this thickness with this material, it's kind of a rebounding material. It works. This, on the other hand, does pretty much nothing. And I think that for the price of this shoe, which is, I wanted to wait until now, $120, I think there should be a much better insole in this shoe. Now, in the description, Nike says that this has like some of the heritage running features, and I think that this insole is kind of like what comes in their running shoes, but this is skateboarding. We need an insole. We need a substantial insole in our shoes. And at this price point especially, it should come with a better one. Now let's talk about something else that I like, and not just like, that I love. Let's talk about this lace system. So when I was learning to skate in the late 90s and early 2000s, it was big on the shoe tech, and a lot of companies would have alternate lacing systems like this one here, and this keeps your laces from ripping, and it's awesome. It works. I wish every shoe company did this, and did this in most of their models, because when I skate these, I glue the shoelaces to keep them from ripping, and they still rip at some point. And I just think that even in a Chuck, they could figure out like a modern version of the Chuck, or figure out a way to cover that lace up, and it would just be much better as far as the lacing system goes. So big ups to Nike for this lacing system. It is awesome. It's something that's existed for a long time, and you just don't see a lot of shoe companies do this. Let's talk about another thing that I really like about this shoe, and that is this padding around the collar. This is awesome. The board did whack me back here once. I didn't feel a thing, because this is really well executed, the padding around the collar. I love it. And now let's talk about that H-A-R-T sole. So the big thing that I would say about this shoe that I didn't like is the sole. And this is a problem that I've had trying to skate Nike SBs before. The only Nike SB shoe that I ever skated that I really, really liked and would choose to buy all the time is the Blazer. Because I feel like the Blazer, it's not completely a vulcanized shoe, it's not a cup sole, it's whatever that in-between thing is, it's cold molded or something like that. So it gives you a little more protection than something like this on the sole front, but it gives you a lot more grip than these. And also the upper on the Blazers is usually pretty good as well. So yeah, that's this shoe. The entire time I was skating it, while the shoe is very light, and you can owe that to this fly weave technology, which I'm familiar with because I use, well, these are not mine, but I have the version before this. This is the Vapor Fly. These are like road marathon running shoes, and we swear by them. They're great for running and even for walking. They've got like a carbon fiber reinforcement thing in the sole, but those cost like $270. But this uses the same like fly weave technology up here. This one's reinforced. So this is gonna last you a little bit longer as far as abrasion goes, and it's strategically placed. Like this is in the places where you don't typically wear down the shoe. Although around here, I tend to get a little bit of wear sometimes, so we would see about that, but this is pretty well reinforced, and right here, there's a thin little piece of rubber around it. So all of this translates to a shoe that feels really light, and this sole did feel like it was providing good stability. However, very slippery. And this upper material, which it says is leather, but it's some kind of particle leather in my opinion, and it's got like a little bit of a texture that causes it to slip more too. And the result was like the first couple kickflips that I tried, I felt like I was kickflipping wearing ice on my feet. Like my foot slipped way past the shoe. I had to completely alter the way that I skated to make flip tricks work. And the thing is, when I was skating in this AS1 the other day, right, I've been skating Chucks before that and One Stars before that, and it felt a little weird for about 20 minutes. And then after 20 minutes, I completely forgot which shoe I was skating. The session with these was a little over 2 hours, and I never forgot which shoe I was skating. And I think you'll even see when I do like the nose slide 270 on the courthouse, like my back foot kind of slips on the board. And this is I believe it's the GX grip from Pepper Grip. And this is like much grippier than regular grip tape. Like just putting my finger on it feels like my thumb is going to get ripped off. And that was not enough. I am loath to think about how slippery the shoe would feel if I were using just normal Pepper Grip or the Jessup grip that I used to skate, or any normal grip that's not extra grippy. So I gotta ding these big time as far as grip goes. And you know that for me, I'm someone for whom grip is one of the most important parts of a skate shoe. This felt like I was skating in a basketball shoe, which is kind of what it feels like when you're skating dunks. And it's why I've never really been a fan of dunks. And I've always wondered how so many people pick that as their number one shoe because the grip's not there for me. Now, I say if you are one of those people that's used to skating in like a dunk, shoes like that, this is a great option for you, provided you're willing to pay the $120 price tag, because that's that's a lot for a skate shoe. Now, having things like this that are going to protect your laces, that's awesome. That means it's gonna give you a little bit of more longevity there. But I don't feel like this area and all this is gonna hold up for that long. And in fact, if you look here at how much abrasion there is here, this is from one session. So I don't feel like this is gonna be any more durable than something like this. This is from one session as well, but this was a higher intensity session, and I jumped down a gap. And I had to try one of the tricks like not 50 times, but like 30 times. So you see the comparable wear on these, but this one doesn't cost $120. Now, all of that doesn't mean that this is a bad shoe. And in fact, it felt like a substantial shoe on my foot. It just feels like for the style of skater that I am and for what I expect out of a pair of shoes, this is not for me. But if you are the type who skates in shoes like Dunks, or if you've skated any of the other Nike models that have more tech in them, this might be the shoe for you. It definitely runs true to size. It definitely feels stable on my foot. I didn't ride my Remind insole in it because I wanted to give an honest opinion of what the shoe feels like out of the box, rather than with what I do normally to any pair of shoes. If I had put the Remind insole in there, I'm not exactly sure how it would have felt. My foot might have pressed against the edge of the shoe, because like I said, it did fit true to size. But like, yeah, I like the shape of the toe. I like how lightweight this upper makes everything. I don't like the insole. I love this lacing system. I love the padded collar here. And the sole is just not for me. It is just very, very slippery for me. And you can hear it squeak when I'm on the ledge, and it squeaks just as loud as, like, I went to a Laker game, and that's the sound you hear the entire time on the court. And I feel like they're using the same rubber for their skate shoes that they're using for that. And you really need something like this. It could also be down to this pattern. Having these very thin partitions, it's not giving you a lot of surface making contact with the skateboard, which is going to take away from your grip and your traction. And I don't think that is a good idea for a skate shoe. Whereas this is a cup sole, and you see these ridges, they're a little bit thicker than those, and it just makes that much of a difference. Also, the gum rubber, I don't know if this is an imaginary thing, but gum rubber always seems to grip better in my opinion. I don't know if it's something to do with how they dye, how they get the rubber to be these colors or anything, but this just felt like a very slippery shoe, and I think you can see it. And in fact, I showed the clips of me skating the courthouse to my wife, and the first thing she said was, "Oh, those are slippery." And I was like, "How do you know?" And she's like, "I can tell because your feet usually look like they're more planted on the board, and they look like they're moving around on this." And yes, I felt it the entire time. I was never able to lock in with these shoes and feel like I was just skating. Like, I definitely lock in with these, and like after about 20 minutes to half an hour, I lock in with these. With the PS8, unfortunately, it never connected with me, and I never reached that transcendent point where I forgot which shoes I was wearing. I had to alter the way that I skated, and you can kind of see it in the way I did the flip tricks. They're not popped as high because grip has a lot to do with pop. When you're trying to pop high, a lot of it is you need to be able to tell your board what to do and have it happen as quickly and with as little resistance as possible. And with these not gripping as well, I had to alter the amount of force I put into the movements. I had to alter my foot position. I had to alter my stance a little bit. I could not push my feet out as much for my flip tricks and things like that. And I think it'll show in how you see the flip tricks. Now, again, that doesn't mean these are bad shoes. It just means it's for the way that I skate. And if you're someone who skates like me, I can't recommend them. But if you're the type of person who, like I said, skates Dunks, skates shoes like that, I think these would be great, provided the price tag is in your budget, because $120 for a disposable good like a skate shoe. Like, skate shoes are on the extreme side of disposable, you know? They're like, skate shoes are like a step above toilet paper as far as disposable goods. That's hyperbole, but I just think that if you're into that and this is in your budget, these are a great shoe. I'm actually going to hold on to these as walking shoes because they're very comfortable for me. I don't have a flat foot, but my arch has come down a bit over the years, and I'm heavier, so these are really light. Like, in fact, holding this and holding this, like, this almost feels like twice as heavy as this. So I'm gonna hold on to these and walk around in them because they're just great. Like, I took my dog for a walk yesterday, and it just felt amazing. And I prefer flat shoes being a skater. So let me know if you think these are a shoe that you would buy, that you would skate, and let me know about shoes that you want me to review in the future, because I'm going to be doing more of these. I've also got some interesting skateboards coming. I've got one board that's bamboo and carbon fiber that we may start offering in Collage skateboards, and then I've got another board that's coming from Europe that I believe is all some sort of polymer. It's supposed to never chip, never lose its shape. That one's going to be here in a couple weeks. The bamboo and carbon fiber board is going to be here in a couple of days, so I'll be getting those reviews out as quickly as possible. And let me know if there's other products you guys want me to try out and test for you here on the channel, because I realize, like, me skating at the level that I do, I'm a great stress tester for these products, and I don't have a relationship to any of these companies, and even if I do, like, I get shoes from Converse, Nike's their parent company, I'm still going to tell you the truth, and I hope you understand that I'm being truthful in this review, and I'm giving you my experience. I want to do that going forward, because I feel a lot like in the music review space, there's a lot of people that just tiptoe around it, and it's just a disservice to people who invest their time in watching your video and trust that you have an expertise that helps you make a good recommendation to them, and I never want to compromise that. I don't believe in that. So thank you for watching. More reviews in the future, more trick tips in the future, more street skating sessions in the future, more park skating sessions in the future. I can hear out of both ears for the first time, like, fully in like a week and a half, 2 weeks. So more skating in the future. Thank you. Peace.